Good afternoon, American Reformed Church. My name is Pastor Mark, and I'm so excited to finally be able to share some information about the Youth Mentorship Program that we are starting up here at American Reformed Church. And I wanted to do a brief video just to kind of give some background information, like, why we believe this mentorship program is important. And then I want to just share some, what are we looking, goals, like what are we looking for this mentorship program to achieve, and then some next steps. Because this is something that started actually about a year ago with our Christian Ed committee, where we were putting together the master plan. And the goal was to think of a way that we can, raise up our kids here in the church from birth all the way to graduation. And not only teach them about Jesus and what's in the Bible and, why it's important to understand what Jesus did for us, but then to also eventually give them life skills, like, okay, how can they make that faith of theirs, and then how can they go on to take their faith with them when they graduate high school, either into college or into the workplace or into when they form their own families. And so we were really looking at this from a kind of a 30,000 foot level, like how can we achieve this, especially for the junior high and high school years, where by then, they probably already have heard most of the Bible stories and they probably have already heard the gospel message. But how can we start to give them some tools on what it looks like to live out their faith? And that is where this mentorship program came from. And biblically, I believe mentorship is a key component of the Christian faith. And so let me just give you the Bible verse on where we believe this mentorship program is found. And it comes from Deuteronomy chapter 6, starting in verse 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart, and you shall teach them to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise. You shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. You shall write them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates." And so this mentorship program, as you can tell, it comes from that verse, because not only is that supposed to be taught within the family, but it shows upon how we are to model that faith before our children. And we are to live out that faith in a community. And we believe like one of the best ways we can do that is through this idea of mentorship. And so we're so excited to start this mentorship program here this month. And let me tell you 3 things that we hope to see this mentorship program accomplish. The first is this: we hope that it creates good spiritual growth for our youth. I mean, we're hoping that they will come to know the Lord in a new and fresh way by seeing it lived out by someone else, someone that is older than them. We believe like in intergenerational discipleship, that discipleship is best passed on when someone who has walked with the Lord for many more years than you have has the opportunity to model that and to show, what does that look like over the course of years to trust the Lord. And so I think it's going to create good spiritual growth with our youth. Second, I think it creates a sense of belonging. See, mentorship puts somebody in the church community as a fan of your youth, saying that, I'm gonna support that youth either through prayer or just by connecting with them on a Sunday morning, just checking in with them and maybe even occasionally going to a sporting event to watch them, just to encourage them and to be of support in that way. And then the third way we believe that mentorship is going to be helpful is it's going to teach life skills and give wisdom. And we really truly believe that is true when you learn from someone else. I remember a story of mine when I first started my very first Bible study. And there was a moment where I looked around the room and everyone was older than me. And here I am in my early 30s, and a couple pastors asked me to lead this Bible study. This is eventually what led me into ministry, but I remember looking around the room and everyone was old enough to be my dad. And I was like, man, I can't teach these guys. Like I can't model my faith to guys that have walked with the Lord like 20 or 30 years more than I have. And then all of a sudden I heard God say, yeah, that's the point. Like, yeah, you can learn from them. And so I just remember that was a fruitful time, having people older than me that could mentor their faith, that really could give me life skills on what it looks like to live out your faith. And so I guess the question that many of us are having is, what is next? So of course, we hope that every junior high, every senior high student here at American Reformed Church will be able to get connected with a mentor. And we hope that, through the parents, that the parents would encourage that with their kids to seek out a mentor. And so what's going to happen first is, of course, there's going to be an email. There's going to be a parental consent form that's going to go out to all the parents, because we want to do this in a safe, in a very visible and public way. Because again, we just really want this mentorship program to be something that the parents are involved in too. Like, I remember so many times telling my kids certain things and they're like, yeah, dad. And then all of a sudden you have another member of the church come to them and say the same identical thing. And then the kids run back to you and they're like, you know what such and such said to me? And I'm like, I've been trying to say that for years. It is different when there's someone else saying the same message. And I think mentorship helps with that. But we want to make sure that parents know who are their mentors. And that way it can be done in a safe, and that way it can be done in a very encouraging way. But the second thing is, after we get the parents' permission for the kids to be involved, then we will talk to the kids and see, okay, do they have someone in mind in the church? Do they have someone in mind that they would like to be a mentor here at American Reformed Church? Maybe there's someone that they've admired, from a distance, like, oh, that guy's really cool. I think that guy has a lot to teach me on what it looks like to love Jesus and follow God all the days of his life. And so, that's something that we'll ask the kids. Now, if they don't have anybody in mind, then what we'll do thirdly is try to connect them. If they want to be in a mentorship program, if the parents are on board, then we want to do our best, due diligence to connect them with a mentor. And then the goal would be over the next 2 months or so for them to meet maybe 4 times. Maybe for the mentor to show up at a sporting event, one of those 4 times, and just to say, hey, I watched you play the game and I just want to, say you did great, or whatever that looks like for the mentor. And we'll have some, information that we give to the mentors, and we'll have some information that we'll give to the parents here in the next week or so. You'll probably see an email from us. But the goal is for us to create this opportunity to really help our youth not only make their faith their own, but then to have the skills on what it looks like when they get out after high school, after graduation, and start to live their lives on their own. I mean, too many times churches have done a great job of passing on information, but then we don't really teach our youth necessarily what that looks like when they're an adult. And we hope that this mentorship program will close that gap. And so I'm really excited about this. I know this video probably went a little longer than what I initially planned, but I'm hopeful that it will answer a lot of your questions. It will help give you some ideas on where we're going from here. And if you have any questions, I would love to hear them. So you can always email me, talk to me on a Sunday morning. My email's mark@paularc.com. You can also talk to Todd Vischer. He's heading up the Christian Ed Committee, and he would love to answer those questions. We are excited about this. This first go through here in the spring is going to be, just 4 times over 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks. And then we're going to learn from it and see what we learned and how we can improve it. And then hopefully, and then in the fall, we'll kick off a full year of mentorship. But I'm really excited about this idea, and thankful for everyone that has put input into this. And the last thing I would say before I tune out is be in prayer. Pray over this, pray over our youth, pray that God will help them make their faith their own, and get life skills on what it looks like to live out their faith. There's so much, future in the youth here at American Reformed Church that I'm excited to hopefully be a part of that, and to really even be a mentor of my own, to just help kids grow spiritually in their knowledge of the Lord, and to really get the life skills that they can use in the future. So God bless. Thank you for watching this video, and hope it answers all your questions. If not, we'd love to talk to you, and see you Sunday. God bless.